Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to episode number 71 of the TNA TW series. You're joining us, our first episode after the Blood and Thunder pay-per-view. We've got another episode of Impact. And we're going to be recording this episode from the Vijas Arena in the Southwest region, which is in San Diego, California. As we're just basically again trying to take advantage of the wrestling industry booming in this kind of region, and hopefully the effect of this region will again go into other regions, and hopefully we'll get to national. That's the aim. As I say, it's 4 pre-show segments, 16 segments. There isn't much in storyline development bar the main event storylines. I just feel if I quickly take you back to my main thing here, there's a lot of wrestlers not being used, a lot unhappy, so I'm going to try and release some of them and look to bring in some new faces as we go further forward in the next couple of weeks. I say I'm happy with what we've got at the moment. We'll start building the main event feuds here, and hopefully, we'll have a really good TNA product, hopefully, starting into 2016. And onwards from there. So let's go on with the show. Right, so we have 8,687 people in the Vijas Arena, so that's not too bad, that's pretty decent. We start off on a pre-show in a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of heat. The Wolves defeated Christopher Daniels and AR Fox in 8-11, when Davey Richards defeated Christopher Daniels by pinfall with a DR Driver 2, a 74B-, so it's always going to be a good match when the Wolves are involved. No skill improvements, but I'm delighted with that, and that's going to get the Wolves some momentum. Then an extremely short match, Taylor Hendricks defeated Velvet Sky in 4:56 by pinfall. So I got a 38 D-. Just try to build Taylor Hendricks up to give someone new in the women's division in the face side of things. Again, it's just booking decisions and lowering the crowd mood. Obviously Velvet wasn't happy doing the job, but it is what it is, you've got to put some future knockouts over. The match has some good action, but not much in the way of heat. Brian Cage defeated Doug Williams in 8 minutes and 10 with the Total Eclipse. Again, just putting Brian Cage over before we debut him on the main roster, and I get a 58 C-. No skill improvements, but again, just get some momentum onto Brian Cage, and hopefully he'll be a good threat in 2016. And the final dark match, in a match that had some good action and average heat, the Hollywood Supernovas defeated Rob Van Dam and EC3 in 9:33 when Morrison defeated Rob Van Dam with a running knee to the face. 64C, excuse me for the mic there. RVD and EC3 showed good chemistry as tag team partners, so that's positive. Maybe all the tag team there would sound like a bit of a weird tag team. The Hollywood storylines advanced, so that's good because they're teaming together. EC3's improving his technical skills, and overall, pretty decent match. I'm happy with that. Let's start the actual show then. We start off with Adam Cole, Drew Galloway and Harry Smith. They're in the ring talking about how good they are and how delighted they are after last night's success over CM Punk, Kota Ibushi and Shinsuke Nakamura. They continue to tell Punk that the Resistance is taking over and that they will take his championship belt. I get a 74B-. That's a good start to the show, and it gets Drew and Harry Smith over as well. Only negatives are the momentum on Harry Smith and the motivation on Drew Galloway. But overall, still pretty decent, and I'm happy with that. Then with Steve Austin booking a match between Adam Cole and Kota Ibushi. It's a 76B-, and that's going to be our main event tonight, so that should be an absolute cracker. It's already booked in. And then he books a match between Harry Smith and Shinsuke Nakamura. It's a 77B. Basically both the Japanese talents are on their last appearance, so they're both going to have a farewell appearance tonight, and they'll both wrestle. So that's also booked in, and that match is now a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Harry Smith defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in 18:13 by pinfall by using underhanded tactics, like an 83B+, so that's just a phenomenal match. Great chemistry between the two wrestlers. No skill improvements, but it just shows how much we need to get to national so we can bring Nakamura in on a permanent basis, because that's a phenomenal match. Even burnt out the crowd, it was so good. Next up, in an extremely short match, Sarah Stock defeated Melissa in 4:44 by pinfall. I get a 49D+. Not great, but again, we're just putting Sarah Stock over, and hopefully she'll be another contender in the women's division. So again, just putting the crowd down, and some of them not dealing with it going all out, but I thought they'd mesh together. Apparently not, but we just need to deal with that. In the parking lot, a limousine pulls up, and Diamond Dallas Page steps out. DDP has arrived, and he's returned to TNA, so that's a 69C+, so we'll have a plan for DDP. Stay tuned. In a match that has some good action and average heat, Hawkins defeated Rhett Titus in 7:39 by pinfall with a taste of pain. Hawkins makes defence number 5 of his TNA Central Championship. I get a 66 C+. Hawkins hinted at a face turn, but got little reaction as the fans recognise it's not his strong suit. Looking to turn on face, hopefully. I just felt he needs to change his character up, so maybe we'll change on face, give him a wee face run, and hopefully he can develop into a good wee wrestler as a face. Add a bit to his character. The bell is sounded, and exhausted and bloody Hawkins stands over the cowering Rhett Titus, ready to heap another helping of fist sandwiches to the hated Rhett Titus. I wouldn't say it's like that. After pausing for a few seconds to seemingly think about the situation, Hawkins lowers his fist, shakes his head in a silent response to a silent question, then turns his back and exits. The fans, sensing the ability of such an action, cheer madly for Hawkins. Again, 69C+, we'll try to turn him face, it's just building the turn slowly. I'm not going to turn him face just yet, because it's only 2 segments. But hopefully we'll eventually get him there, and then we can get that up a wee bit, get him to 70B ratings and stuff like that, and start to slowly build his character into a main event character. Are you sure I can continue if I complete the turn? Yes. Then Diamond Dallas Page turns heel by joining Austin Aries. He was already heel, but it's just him aligning with Aries, and they're plotting something. It's just a shame that only got a 58 C-. The match had some good action and average heat. Ricochet defeated Mr. Anderson in 8:05 with Chocolate Rain. A 70 C+. Ricochet was off his game tonight. But it's a match that really just put Ricochet over, and he's improving technical and performance skills, while Mr. Anderson improves his flying skills. So overall, pretty decent. In a bout that featured great action and average heat, Samoa Joe defeated Matt Hardy in 9:48 by pinfall, a 78B. This is interesting. I didn't think they'd mesh well for chemistry, but that's good, and it gives both workers something to do in this show. So Joe's improving his performance skills, and that's a positive. We may look to feud them then if that's the case, but that's good. Austin Aries is shown breaking into the office of Steve Austin. After a quick search through the desk inside, he walks off with a contract in hand, and I get a 59C. So Aries is struggling at the moment, which is disappointing. I'd like to think he'd get better ratings than this, but there's a way this storyline's going. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I've got plans for it. I'm interested to see how we can work this out in the future. Jeff Rowe's in the ring along with Chris Hero. Chris Hero's announced that he's made the decision and he will not be joining Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy looks angry as Chris Hero leaves. Basically, again, Chris Hero were possibly going to turn as well. Jeff Rowe was asking if he wants to help him take out Bobby Lashley after the pay-per-view match, but he says no, and the 72B minus rating is pretty decent for that. And we'll not do the turn here, no thanks. And the match had some good action and average heat. Bobby Lashley defeated Jeff Rowe in 9:18 with a Dominator, on a 58C, which is pretty poor. But it's got to put Bobby Lashley over, so that's the most important factor. And Jeff Rowe's improving his performances, so again, pretty decent. And in the main event match, and about that featured great action and a good crowd, Adam Cole defeated Kota Ibushi in 14:52 by pinfall with a Florida key. And I get a 74B minus just to put Adam Cole over Kota before Kota goes back. And to finish the show off, the graphic is showing to confirm that CM Punk will return next week, live on Impact. And then overall, just a 72B minus. I think Punk not being in a main event match probably cost it, and if I put Harry Smith probably in the main event against Nakamura, we'd probably have gained. But we don't lose anything, we don't gain anything, it's just an average episode unfortunately. So lesson learned, CM Punk must wrestle on every show. So we'll look to bring Punk back and put him straight back into action next week. But still, it's not the end of the world, it's not taking away popularity, but it just means it slows down our progress and getting to the next level. What I'm going to do here is I'll just go through obviously the rating, and then we'll look at the wrestlers that we're possibly looking to bring in. So let's just see what it says here. It was great and drawing a lot of praise, so it wasn't too bad, that's good to see. Check my emails. So obviously that's Ibushi gone and Nakamura gone. Unfortunately, people I was looking to bring in, which means we can't get Lance Hoyt, we can't get Kozlov because of the New Japan, we can't get Banderas because of the AAA, and we can't get Nakiue because of Wrestle 1, so we're missing out on them, which is gone. And we get 6.92 in Spikes, that's down for the last pay-per-view, which is gone. It's a shame we couldn't get Lance Hoyt, I was really hoping to bring him in. But might look to get more people from New Japan then. But the people we've targeted, Ua Nation, MVP, Matt Morgan, Nick McNeil, Paul Burchill, Rhino, Shane Haste and Tiger Raj Singh, and we're also looking to extend deals with Shaw Direct and Nuvolari for our pay-per-view deals. Quick look at the size. Nothing's really changed. Still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over the 65, 1 on 65, and a couple just under. So guys, thank you for tuning in for this episode of Impact Wrestling. So we're getting a wee bit closer to getting to national. Hopefully these couple of guys coming in will kind of freshen up the lower card and all that, and we can start building proper characters. And with that, hopefully better shows and better progress. So thanks for tuning in, as I said guys. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you get any comments, please leave them in the comments section. And until next time, this is Twitler Maxwell, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.